Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Depending on where you are in this world, God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Today we're going to be in one of the minor prophets, Habakkuk. And it's Habkkuk. And you'll find the minor prophets between the book of Daniel and the New Testament in the beginning, Matthew. So here we're going to read this very interesting book, and I think it will bring a lot to us here in these end times in understanding the way that God operates and what our faith means, what it truly means. Here we are in chapter 1. The burden of Habkkuk, the prophet, did see. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Here, he's crying out because there's so much violence in Israel. It's driving him insane. And he says, Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance, or plundering, trouble, toil, or spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. So here we're seeing this is like our world right now, right? Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slacked, or it's powerless, and judgment or justice doth never go forth. What are we seeing? One investigation after another investigation. Where is the judgment? Where is the justice? Verse 4. Therefore is the law slacked, and judgment or justice doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass or surround about the righteous, surrounding the righteous, and therefore wrong judgment proceedeth, or perverse judgment proceedeth. Are we seeing this? Like, take for instance what's going on in California. Oh, you can rob and steal a store blind, long as it's not over $950. You can go into someone's house, and sleep on their living room floor, or kick them out of their bed, even if you take that to mind. Verse 5, Behold, ye among the heathen, or the nations, and regard, and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. Book of Revelation, right? All the prophets. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, which are the Babylonians, that bitter and hasty nation, or impetuous nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land, to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves, or from them. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. For their horsemen shall spread themselves, or shall charge ahead, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. They're going to come quickly. Now, here he's saying, I am going to use the Chaldeans. He's telling Habakkuk, I hear you. I hear what you're saying about all the problems, the troubles, the injustice, the lawlessness that is happening in Israel. It's happening here in America now. We can put a correlation here. It's actually happening in the whole world, that we're seeing all this injustice, all this tyranny, all these leaders that are oppressing the people. And God is using going to use the Babylonians, one of the most wicked people, one of the most wicked nations, to bring justice and judgment to Israel. And he's telling Habakkuk, I got this. I got this. This is what's going to happen. Verse 9, they shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. He's going to take them prisoner. He's going to have them taken hostage, prisoner, captive. Verse 10, and they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. They'll put up the siege mounts, where they build up the dirt so they can just climb over the wall. He's saying, they're coming, and this is what they're going to do. They're going to just take whatever they want. They're going to do whatever they want. They're not going to have any kind of remorse. Verse 11, then shall his mind change. And his mind change is, let's see, verse 11, will the spirit change. And he shall pass over, or transgress, and offend, imputing this, his power, unto his God. He's going to do it for the glory of his gods, not our God, but his God, not Israel's God, but for their God, Babylonian gods. Verse 12, art thou not from everlasting, O Lord my God, mine Holy One? We shall not die, O Lord, thou hast ordained them for judgment. And, O mighty God, thou hast established them for correction. He's lining it up. He's setting it up. He's telling Habkkuk what's going to happen. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil. Now he's talking about God, to God. And canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously? And holdeth my tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he? Those that are lording themselves over others. And maketh men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them? He's asking a question. They take up all of them with the angle, or with the hook. They catch them in their net, and gather them in their drag, or the drag net. He's just like scooping them up like fish. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their drag, or dragnet, because by them their portion is sumptuous, or fat, and their meat plenteous, their food. They shall therefore empty their net, and not spare continually, to slay the nations. They'll do it without pity. They're going to come down and they're not going to have any pity. God has just, you could say, put a hook in his jaw, in Nebuchadnezzar's jaw, to come and take Israel into punishment. God's wrath, God's judgment. He's using Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians. And just like he's using Russia right now into Ukraine. And Ukraine is not what you think. Just know, when God is moving, nothing can stop him. When he says a word, it is true, and it will come to pass. And he's warned us. He's told us in Revelation, the bear. We're also going to see the leopard, and we see the leopard forming now. If we look at the things that are happening in the different countries, how the people are being oppressed and controlled under the guise of COVID. So just keep your eyes open and keep watching and keep listening, because there's a lot of good stuff here in Habkkuk. And God is not willy-nilly about what he's going to do to correct injustice or wickedness. And we just have to keep maintaining our faith in him and know that he is God. Nothing is impossible for him. And his righteousness and our righteousness will be rewarded. He's going to be our knight in shining armor. He's coming to straighten this world out. When he comes, all the evil is going to be wiped out, and we won't have to deal with oppression or sadness or any kind of hunger or thirst, any kind of suffering. We won't be oppressed anymore. He was coming to set us free. So maintain your faith. That is so important, to remain faithful and to not let anything draw you away or drag you away, or for you to lose heart and lose hope and grow cold. And as always, I love you.